That's some
good stuff.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mitch from Good Stuff Gaming, and today I have a commentary about Steam Early Access, as well as the content you're getting out of it. Now, keep in mind that I know Early Access means an unfinished product, but I don't think it means anything to the extent of this game here. Enter Interstellar Marines. This is a perfect example of a game that, while visually pleasing and somewhat ambitious, should not be for sale in its current state. Notice right here my ping as I'm about to join this game, and now take a look at how poorly multiplayer performs in this game. I clearly have an intention to shoot at these people, or this person, and it apparently is not registering that. Now, if we take a look at the game's sandbox mode, which is the only legitimately playable mode, we can see that the hit detection client side is pretty amazing, actually. It's really good. Now, this shows me that the game is pretty much broken in the state that it can really only be played in, which is multiplayer. Because this is a multiplayer only / co-op game, but the co-op is not in yet. So essentially the game is a broken, very poorly netcoded multiplayer game. Now, despite having the tag of early access and a bunch of notices saying that the game is unfinished, this is the sort of game that is not ready to be released in its current state, because Steam Early Access implies that the game is playable, not just run around playable, but playable the way it's meant to be played. Now, the apparently horrible netcode makes it really unfun to play, and a lack of basic features like crouching even make it not worth even the $5 I paid for it when it was on sale. And keep in mind also that this game is $20 when it's not on sale. I got it for like 75% off. Now, if we take a look at other Steam Early Access games, though, we can see that games like DayZ or Rust or Kerbal Space Program all are in a playable state. They can be played the way that they were meant to be played. And even though they're all still buggy, that's why they are not considered finished games, but they are in the stages of development. They are still playable, however, and they are worth the money that you're going to spend on them. Now, Interstellar Marines, on the other hand, is an example of a game that wants to deliver a lot and has the potential to do so, yet is not ready for a consumer release at this point, even if it's early access and considered still in development. Now, there are still some good points to Interstellar Marines, some of them being the dynamic lighting and the whole feel of being in an artificial arena with changing night and day lighting. So you've got like flashlights and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. And then there's also the modeling is pretty decent. Textures, especially on foliage and on terrain, great. And the atmosphere of the game as well is really cool, because there's some points where it's like raining and it's getting on your helmet and stuff. The environments are very well done. But the problem is that it also lacks basic features like crouching. Sprinting feels like you're jogging. It feels like you're not actually sprinting. And when you're not sprinting, it feels like you're just you're doing like a just really slow walk. The animation is iffy, and there's also a lack of diversity. And this is sort of understandable because it is in early access, but the problem is there's plenty of other games on early access that haven't been out nearly as long as Interstellar Marines that have so much more diversity. Like in Interstellar Marines, you have one gun, just a holographic sight, and that's it. Now, if you look at a game like DayZ, you've got several different types of weapons, both primary and secondary. Interstellar Marines only has primary weapon, and they also have plenty of attachments. This is the same case for Rust as well. This is, I don't know about Kerbal Space Program. That's not a first-person shooter, but and I haven't ever played it, but I know people that have played it, and I would assume that it has a lot of diversity. So that it has potential if you look at it, but it's just not ready yet is the problem. So I want to re-emphasize before I sign off here that I do know the game is in a state of development and will improve over time, but that does not hinder the fact that it is not ready to be played right now. So I just want to conclude by saying be careful when you're buying a game from early access on Steam, Kickstarter, or even Indiegogo, anywhere else that you might be funding a game before it's finished, and make sure you're getting what you pay for, because if you're paying for something and it ends up being something like Interstellar Marines, especially if you get it full price like some people have, that's a problem, and that should not be happening. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give it a like. If you liked the message, please feel free to give it a like. Also, if you're new around here, feel free to subscribe if you have not already. Also, be sure to check out some of our other videos to entice you a little more to subscribe. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you later.